welcome to Team Building Exercise Season 5, Episode 3. Today, these crazy guys, are going to talk about the scary, the spooky, the disgusting, the gross, the horrific. Hey, you get the point. It's the Nameless.
And welcome to Team Building Exercise, Season 5, Episode 3, The Nameless. I'm Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I got deja vu, but I'm Coach.
We speak nothing of the failed attempts. We're here to talk Nameless. The Nameless are the Gribblies. And new faction-ish. Newest faction that isn't not a sub-faction. I do get deja vu. It's weird.
It's weird.
It is. It's almost as though we already recorded this and had a technical issue.
No. Jack, please tell us what your list is.
Okay, well.
I have nothing more to add to the Nameless. I don't know them. I don't like them. I think they look like poopy heads.
That's a good way to start. So
I'm changing my list right now.
Nameless. For my leader, I took the Bight.
Yes.
Recon
Bight.
5+, Resilient 1, Tactician 1, Tough, and Caustic Spittle. Coach, do you want to tell our fine listeners what Caustic Spittle does?
All right, so Caustic Spittle is the active model may perform a free shoot action. With range 2, it burns. The active model has no shoot stat. It will use a shoot stat of 7+.
Very nice. Pretty versatile. A nice unpleasant surprise if you have a fighty guy and he can hork up his guts on top of you. Not bad.
This is really good for like the little guys who really don't shoot or have any kind of a offensive weapon like that, you know.
Your Inkers, your Scuttlers,
yeah.
your but also if even if you got a shooty guy, it's a free shoot.
Right.
Well, all those also with the melee guys, this gives them a shoot, so they can shoot and then move in, and so they really fight twice in the same turn.
Yeah.
They a little spit before they run into the square. So.
Although it burns, so if the cube's on fire and you go into there, are you on fire now?
I don't think it does. I don't even think it mentions anything about that.
It doesn't, but we've always played it that the cube is on fire. So
I don't think the cube is actually on fire. I think it's always the players on fire, which I don't think makes sense. But yeah,
just the dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it burns. I've given it some thought, and I think I know why some of these things really do. I think for my liking, slow the game down, and it burns, and after some soul searching, some looking into myself, it's anything that kind of doesn't get resolved in that turn and then is free to be forgotten the next turn, or to be ignored, or to someone could knowingly, skirt the. I like things. Boom! I think the game's faster when you're not okay. He's activating now. He's got it burns on him in the cube. But anyways,
I think it burns would work so much better if it was you targeted the cube, not a player. Because I was just reading it, because it says each model has a fire token on it. Just put the fire token in the cube instead of having to put fire tokens on everybody. Yeah,
but then one guy could put it out in the cube. This is the whole point of it burns is getting it in the cube and everybody's on fire. So if you have 4 guys,
yeah, but if one guy puts it out, that's fine. He put it out for everybody.
So he runs around and puts it out on everybody.
I like that. You're already taking the damage for the first turn. You're already taking that, right? So it just would activate one model instead of everybody, but it should be the cube that's on fire. It would make it so much simpler. Plus, it would make it you target the cube instead of a player, so you could shoot into. Makes sense that you should be able to shoot a flamethrower into some smoke and hit something.
That I agree with.
So that's why I think that would be an easy solution. But
I think you should do that, but then every individual's on fire.
Or then you put as many fire tokens as there are individuals, so that many people have to keep putting fires out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's been discussed plenty of times. Why you can throw a grenade into a cube that has smoke and go, okay, it's probably going to do some damage, but you can't shoot a flamethrower into a cube that has smoke and have the assumption of it doing damage. People have been saying that for years. It's not new territory.
No.
Okay, so he's got Frenzy and Toxic. Toxic is a new hotness. This is a leader you want to get up, reach out and touch someone with. He's 3 VPs, 32 points, and I don't regret spending any of those to have a pretty dope leader.
He is one of the cheaper leaders, really, because the only other cheaper is the Ferromite Prime, who's 24.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is more expensive than that. Expensive leaders in Nameless.
Yeah.
Next, I have for troops, I have 2 Gunslingers.
Yes.
Gunslingers.
Range 5+, fight 5+, save 5+. Not setting the world on fire in the stats, but they have hacker, and it is the only hacker I have in my list, so I need to have something. Twin crystal pistols. I like saying crystal pistols. I've said it a lot tonight. Some of it was recorded, some of it wasn't. Range 3. They have the keyword pray. Now, Coach, did you want to tell us what pray is, or I can...
Pray tell.
I could tell you if you'd like. So if you have a melee weapon or a shooting weapon with prey, and you get 1 success, the model has a prey token put on them, and you can shoot him with a tag rifle and get extra point. Oh, I'm sorry, that was tag. Yeah, it's still sore. That wound's still sore. But basically, if you get 1 success, you put a prey marker on them, and anytime you get into combat, you get 1 extra dice.
It is the rebranded Crystalline Shard.
Triclinic Shard.
Triclinic Shard.
Except for it's for melee and fight, which is nice.
But everyone who's accustomed to the mechanic, that's basically what prey is now.
You said it's melee and fight?
Yes. And also, as a bonus, it's also ranged.
You don't get the +1 for ranged, but you can shoot it. You only get 1 dice for combat only.
Huh?
Very nice. Okay, what? My second in the list of...
It's for everybody.
Nope.
Oh, it's only fight tests. Yeah, you're right.
But you can
get it. You can add it for shooting, but you only get it for fights.
Right. And if you have like, say, you're a melee weapon with prey.
Oh, you don't need prey. Oh, my list is even better then. I misunderstood what trade. So it isn't like tag. It's more like, you put a prey token on him, and everybody gets plus to fight. I see.
Right, but
I misunderstood.
It's like it was the opposite of tag, basically.
No, because tag you need a tag rifle.
Correct.
This you don't need a tag rifle.
Right. So therefore,
only to add it, you need a prey weapon. But after that, anybody gets a plus.
And it stays the whole time.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Way more powerful, actually.
Than tag, I think so.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. So everyone can agree that Eat, Pray, Love is a good motto to live by. So my next troops, I took 2 Gunslingers. I have 3 Scuttlers. They no ranged. They fight on 5, save on 6, but them's as little boys. Them's as little sneaky boys. What makes them a nice addition is agile, beast, evade, horde. Evade, I do love that as a ability. It allows you to, if you're shot at, you're allowed to make a free move and scamper off to another. And certainly, if you happen to move into a cube with an enemy unit, well, you've instigated a fight, and that's where the horde comes in. Horde, famously, the zombies have this ability, but it just means that you get a +1 for your friend like normal, but you get a +1 for horde, and it stacks for all the other scuttlers that happen to be in there. So if you can get a handful of scuttlers,
4 scuttlers would be a +4.
You can do some
+3, I guess technically, wouldn't it?
Well, +5 actually.
Do some damage.
What'd be 5?
Well, buddy, and then each one is horde.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't. Yeah, so it'd be 4. But no, I think it's only each additional ones, right? For Horde. So it'd be +3 +1 for Buddy is 4. I think. Let us read Horde. All these things you just take advantage or take for granted.
And actually, with the new edition, it behooves us to actually go back and read each thing because we've been playing.
Yeah, not counting itself. Yeah, so this is not counting itself, so it'd be 4. Yep.
Right.
3 for the other creatures plus the friendly. Yep, so it'd be 4. Yeah.
So yes, I think we take the time, do the reading, because who knows, you fall back on ancient memories and they'll say, wasn't that version 1?
Yeah.
You go,
yeah.
You know?
Well, maybe not version 1, but definitely version 2, early version 2.
So my
Scuttlers.
next troop. Yes, the 3 Scuttlers with their little pinchy boys and their little globe eyes.
The smallest unit with the most keywords.
And
Lucky he doesn't have to wear them.
I think people sleep on the Scuttlers. They don't take them seriously, and
I wouldn't want to sleep on a Scuttler. It's all yeah.
Like a waterbed. Just
no, I don't even think so. It'd be hard, wouldn't it?
Next,
Where's
I have 2 Riflemen. They range attack 4+, and they've got the Crystal Rifle, range 10, and keyword Prey. So they're kind of like the non-sniper sniper. They're going to reach out and touch someone. And again, they're just there to get some prey on some people. Speaking of preying on people, the goblins have not interrupted us. I think the fan base will be happy. This is not a quagmire, a half an hour to get to the list done. This is
glacial
pace. This is cooking. Next, my next troop is 1 assassin, beast, jump pack, stealthy. Stealthy's nice. They're size 1 stealthy combat unit. Frenzy 2 claws. I'm hoping that he's going to use his 2-3 speed to scamper up and take advantage of the prey that I've laid down with hopefully the Rifleman or the Gunslinger. 13 points, 1 VP. Pretty solid for a not combat hand-to-hand list.
These guys are. I think these guys are a lot better on paper than they are on the board. I just can't get them. I can't get them to work. You know, they get killed really quick. You know, I think it's
the shape of them.
I don't know.
People just have a built-in reason just to attack them.
Maybe.
Well, there's one lurking right above your shoulder. Well, actually, there's one on over each shoulder. So, yep, you got one on. There they are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe
his tentacles.
With stealthy,
you still can get shot. You're just not getting a +2. You get
and the jump pack, they can go places that you wouldn't necessarily put them. If you got a little too brave, I can see.
I wish they had agile, but jump pack.
Saving on 5 isn't gonna keep them around if you're relying too heavy on.
They do have armor. That's one of the few little guys that have armor.
Yeah, and Frenzy 2 claws. There's some long pincery claws.
If they get there, they're gonna do some damage once you get there.
And my last troop is one that I can take or leave. I question whether I would keep him in this list or not. It's the Inker.
Stinker.
1 Inker. They're 8 points each, and it is basically 2 smoke grenades.
Yeah.
1 and dead.
Maybe with the Caustic Spittle, they don't have a ranged attack, so it'd be on 7s. Maybe with the Caustic Spittle, it could be a surprise, but
you light the cube on fire, so that's a nice thing.
Yeah. And they have teeth.
They do have teeth. The no AP, no nothing.
Yeah. It is good for the smoke, but that's about it.
Yeah. But they fight on 6+. They save on 6+. They are not.
How much is a smoke grenade from this list? I think it's only 2 points more or less. Yeah, smoke grenade. No, smoke grenade is only 3 points, so it's worth it's 1 point extra. You could buy 2 smoke grenades, or you could buy 2 point extra.
But then again,
buy 3.
These guys are moving with the smoke grenade. You'd have to waste an action on a guy who's
and also most of these guys are beasts, as I'm sure we'll find out that it's hard to put items on these guys.
Yes.
So yeah, again, 8 points. I could probably find something that I would rather do with those points. You either go lots of Inkers because you're gonna obscure the battlefield, or you don't take any. That's erring on the side of caution, though, me taking one. Next up, I have for my specialists, and I use the plural loosely because I took one Magnamite, which, if you're following along at home, is the new name for the ogre.
Mm-hmm.
The ogre.
Ogres, right there.
So let's talk Magnamite for a second. It has no ranged attack, but it fights on 3+. Now we're talking plague levels of feistiness here. Their massive claws have AP2, so they're scrappers. They save 5+, yuck, but 2 armor. So hey, you know what? They're survivable. 4 hit points. 4 hit points. And they have Tenacious, which these guys, I used to take 2, 3 of these in a list. I took 1 this time.
Mm-hmm.
35
big carapace. What does that remind you of? Just giant carapace there.
It reminds me of a shield.
But it isn't a shield.
It's
a soft shell. It's a soft shell crab.
Is it a tough shield? Or is it not a tough shield anymore?
No, it's a soft shell crab.
These guys lost tough, and they lost defender shield, and they didn't get any extra hit points because usually the guys that lost tough would get an extra hit point. And they're still 35 points. They didn't come down in price.
I think this is a case of somebody got beat by an ogre one time, and now they just nerfed the hell out of him.
Or by 3 ogres. Because I used to take 3.
Just we got some whininess here.
They needed to be adjusted. I knew.
Not this badly, though.
Everyone knew it. I don't know if this is the perfect.
Do one or the other.
They might have overcorrected a little bit, but as far as I'm concerned, the Nameless list has been pretty much well balanced. Has some flavor in itself. I'm not going to complain about the Nameless. It's not like last month's episode.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we don't. We're not going to talk about the Enforcer list. We
haven't done Enforcers yet because there is no Enforcers in the game anymore.
Oh, okay.
They took them out.
So this is season 5, episode 2.
No, it's episode 3. I don't know what you're talking about, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Don't be crazy.
2B.
And last, but certainly not least, a new heavy hitter, a new fan favorite. I took the support model known as the Bathomite.
Yes.
Range 5, fight 5, save 5. It's a beast, but it's got solid and tenacious. Solid and tenacious on a model is a nice combo. Armor 3, 5 hit points. It is a beast. It is going to be.
It's a Nameless Strider, really.
It's a tank, yes.
Yeah, it's a Nameless.
It
they don't
comes
call them,
stock.
Walkers, but
yes, it comes stock. 27 points with massive claws, AP2. AP2. If you're happy with 2 points of AP, you might want to stop there. I decided to add 8 points of Crystal Cannon.
Yes.
Range 8, AP4. Again with the prey. Again.
I have a question, Jack.
Whoa, what's that?
Do you just like alliteration?
I love alliteration.
Crystal Cannon.
Well, and I also like Crystal Pistol.
Yeah, that's a rhyme, right? Yeah. So you like rhymes and alliteration. So.
I'm a wordsmith.
AP4, though, you're saying?
On my speaking of wordsmith, on my podcast, Jack Sabbath, where I go over the the lyrics of all the Black Sabbath songs in chronological order. We talk a lot about that. It's a part of the Villain Old Time Radio podcasting system. Rob's an executive producer on that. You might want to check that out.
Yeah, look, you don't have to be on the show. I just have to edit it. It's all right.
Yeah. But anyways, besides that, yeah, I love the model. I love what it does, and the Bathomite is pretty dope. And that rounds out my list. If
this paper, look at this old guy with all the paper.
If Easy Army is to be believed, and I believe it is because it is now, I pay for it, and it's Mantic official, so it's got to be right.
Your white bounce just went crazy when you put those paper in front of you. Anyways, yes.
12 troops, 1 specialist, 12 units, 9 troops, 1 specialist, 1 support. That is 19 BPs total, and 200 points on the nose.
On the nose, back in stride, Jack. 200 on the nose.
Back.
Done and
excellent.
Done.
That was Jack's list. Thank you for the goblins stopping by, and yeah, we'll be back after these breaks. It's usually one break, and we'll have my list, and then Coach's list. And then we'll have another break, and then we'll have the hate and what we didn't take and what we should have taken in other various discussions.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Happy Yule.
Sorry to interrupt, but have you heard of Dragon's Tome? Introducing the Dragon's Tome. Join your hosts, Jack, Chopper, and Rob, as they go down a nostalgia rabbit hole, the only YouTube channel to look at every Dragon magazine in chronological order. If you'd like some fantasy shenanigans, search for Dragon's Tome on YouTube. You can also find us on Twitter, @Dragon's Tome, or email us at dragonstomepodcast@gmail.com. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Don't even care.
All right, and we are.
I'm gonna get out. I'll log out. I'll try and come back and get. No.
All right, so we're back. That was Jack's awesome list on the cursed episode of team building exercise. We always get one of these. So
it's cursed.
We are going to go right into the Taskmaster's list. Rob, what you got for us? What knowledge will you drop on these awaiting fans?
I made an amazing list that I didn't know was amazing until I realized how Prey worked. Because my first thing I took as a leader is the Spawn. He's 4-4-5-1-4-3. And Recon 6+ sucks.
Wait a minute, how'd you know my bank code number? I gotta change my
Resilient 1 is good. TAC 1 sucks. Tenacious is good. And From the Depths, Coach, please tell us, what does From the Depths do?
From the Depths, deploy a free, unactivated Scuttler model into a cube that contains a model from your strike team and no enemy models. In all ways, this new model acts as a member of your strike team, and VPs will be gained for killing it.
Yes, this guy, Osmosis is out. We were going to say Poops out, but he Osmosis is out. More Scuttlers. So,
well, not him. Anybody with a splat.
Yeah, just squirts them out. And, yeah, Scuttlers. So Scuttlers are great little guys. We'll discuss them later, obviously. But free, unactivated Scuttler. And it doesn't say once per turn, so you can do this as many times as you get a splat. You're only going to be rolling 4 dice, but still.
Let's say roll 4 splats.
Mm-hmm.
One guy can poop out 3, and the other one can poop out 1, or 2 and 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they're only size 1, so yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
So for my troops, obviously, I'm going to take a bunch of Scuttlers. I took 8 Scuttlers.
Woo!
Scuttlers, as Jack discussed already, Agile, Beast, Evade, Horde. Horde is the big thing here with that guy making more Scuttlers, plus them being Scuttlers. There's going to be a lot of Scuttlers. Sure, they die easy. They save on 6s. They only got 2 hit points. But you're going to have a lot of them, and you can make more. Don't worry, you'll make more. So, running 8 of those guys running around. Obviously, heavily melee, so my other troops are going to be Gunslingers, 2 Gunslingers, just like Jack, because Jack was right about Gunslingers. Hacker, you need some Hacker in the list. Twin Crystal Pistols. Range 3, Prey, which now I know. You Prey some stuff. All my Scuttlers are going to be doing extra dice. rapid fire, way to fire 1, whatever. But so popping those guys off, gunslingers popping around, shooting. Save them 5s, armor 1 though. At least they have some armor.
Right. Well, you just got to get one hit to pray them up, even though you don't cause damage. That's pretty good.
And then I took, because they had 10 points left over, I took a needle drone. We're wondering about the size of this. 40mm base. That seems odd, but he's agile, hacker, and psychic. So you just hide him somewhere with range 2 psychic blast. Just keep blasting people through walls and stuff.
Yeah, I like hiding him and shooting him through the wall.
It's gonna be harder to hide when he's got a 40mm base, but 2-3 speed.
You think because they're the flying bases, they're going to be 40 mil? That's why.
I don't know. It's odd.
It's got to be it's an error. It has to be. There's no way.
He might be right though. Coach might be right that there's 40mm.
The model is
all flyers.
The size of my thumbnail. Like
yeah, it's teeny.
It is. It's got to be. Okay. Oh, look at those pecs.
We see his butt. Yeah, no.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I can't even see him. He's so small. I can't even see him. There he is. Is that a 40mm base?
Yes, I think so. Hold on,
so maybe that's why the flight base is 40 mil.
I mean, they make flight bases that are smaller. I mean,
that's what he came with, obviously.
Yeah,
so that's why.
He might have come with this one. I don't know. I have.
That makes sense.
I do have a stockpile. See, I just solved the mystery.
Every time everything's within hand reach. And lastly, I got a support vehicle. I guess it's a vehicle. It's a big monster. It is the Bathomite, just like Jack, but mine is fancy because he's a crystal launcher. I don't believe in alliteration because this is range 5, indirect frag 4 prey. So you're going to be nuking guys and adding prey to them?
Nice.
Yes, please.
That if you can frag and do damage to 4 guys and 4 prey in like that,
they're all knocked down. The Scuttlers just jumping them.
So the guys you don't kill get a +1 on against them in combat.
And frag knocks people down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Right? Still?
It used to. Does it still?
Yeah.
Now we have to.
We will look. I'm sure it knocks you prone. I'm positive, but we'll check because this is the new iteration. We'll see. But yeah, you would have prone, so you would be at a -1. Your opponent would get +1, plus prey, so your opponent would get +2. Plus they would charge in. That's +3. Plus that starts to add up real quick.
Whenever the result of the attack, all surviving models in the target cube are thrown 1 cube in a random direction, and see scatter on page 27, and then are pinned.
Yes. Plus, I believe Blast does that too, right?
Yeah. Well, Blast is one of those things that it doesn't cause damage, but you know.
So I got my needle drone blasting guys too. So, I'm gonna be knocking guys down. Scuttlers are gonna be on people. They get killed. A new Scuttler just pops up. Hopefully, really dependent on rolling a lot of splats, which is odd because usually you don't want to roll too many splats. Usually things you need 1 splat or situational. This isn't situational. You just want to pop out more Scuttlers, as many as you can. Fill that board with Scuttlers. Especially
if he's in some place like out of the way and you need some, backup in that area. You need to strengthen a flank or something, and you can ejaculate 2 or 3 of them out. It changes the layout of the board in one turn, free just by rolling some splats.
Or what is one breakthrough? You have one guy right on the back line just about to break out. You splat him up. All of them run off, get all those VPs.
Or maybe you have a Scuttler on an objective, just holding objective, and guys are coming. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Now it's a horde.
Yeah.
Obviously, hordes are... frag is the way to defeat hordes, so you got to be careful with that. But, yeah, that's my list. I think it'll be fun. Everybody knows I love the zombie horde list. This isn't quite a Scuttler horde list. I could have just filled full of Scuttlers instead of putting all the other stuff in, and that would have been horrible. How many Scuttlers could I fit? My math is not great, but 7 points each.
20. You get 20 for 140 points.
Yeah. Plus your leader, which is 30 points, so 34, I think. So yeah, that'd be only 150. So another 40 something points.
You could put the Bathomite in if you wanted.
Another 6 points or 60 points worth of what's that? Eight more Scuttlers. So that'd be 28 Scuttlers and the guy who makes them. What's his name again? Spawn.
The Spawn.
That'd be horrible. Imagine you know how you have to extend your your deployment zone. Yeah. Anyways, Coach, please tell us, what did you make? I hope it was just as good, if not better.
Well, let me ask you this, Rob. Now that you've made this list with Prey and the Scuttler and your crystal launcher and everything, do you think are you a little bit more warming up to the Nameless?
I think it would be fun to play. I don't think I'd ever play it any seriously, but it might be fun to try. I mean,
not take out tournament wise. You're just going to run this, for the hell of it.
It'd be fun to play.
Yeah, because this is a Rob list.
Well, it's me wanting to do melee list. Usually, really, Jack knows, but real Rob list is snipers. Like that was my list always. Was just tons of snipers. Snipers aren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah, so but I'm saying horde list. Your sniper horde guy.
Yes, this is a horde list. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost similar to my Asteri and Kalishi list, but Kalishi are obviously better than Scuttlers. But you don't get as many. You wouldn't get that many Kalishi. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's quantity over quality for the melee and quality over quantity for the bombards. It would be in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it'd be fun to play, and it would be interesting to see if how fast you could kill Scuttlers, because they are terrible, but you have to kill them fast.
Right.
But
they're not as bad as zombies, though. Zombies are, I don't know if they still are, but they used to be vulnerable. So these guys at least have 2 hit points.
No, well, zombies only have 1 hit point. So they took out vulnerable
that's what I'm saying.
And replaced tough.
Not there yet. I don't know.
No.
Don't spoilers.
I'm sorry.
I'm not there yet.
Sorry about that. But they are still 0 VPs while these guys are 1 VP.
Yeah.
So.
But they got 2 hit points, so they can take a couple shots.
Yeah. And they have the evade, so they could stick
that'll
around.
Help.
Yeah. So they're like I said, they're the littlest ones with the most keywords.
Yeah. Well, beast is actually a bad keyword, but
right.
Anyways, Coach, please tell us. Tell us
what my list is. So, before off camera or in the netherworld, we were talking about, and Rob thought I was going to take a Psychotroid.
Yeah, because you love those things.
Yeah, I do.
I think even in your video, you said you loved them.
Yeah, I do. I do love them, but I think I've taken them the last 2 seasons, so I want to switch it up a little bit. So I wanted to make a different type of list, and we were also discussing the Psychotroid is now on a 60 mil base. Are we? What was our?
We decided that they wanted to make it so that most of its body parts are on the base, but then we put a Goliath on the same base and laughed about the tentacles hanging off of it.
I just happen to have a Goliath here with a 60 mil base. So let us... All right.
Put it in front of you.
Okay. So there is the Goliath.
Yeah.
There is the base.
90% of his body is off the base.
So what I would do is I would do something like that. All right.
Yeah, there's no rules about what you put on the base. That's another thing. Like, there's no rules about how close to the edge do you put a base.
Wake up! My dog, you don't hear her snoring?
No.
Oh my God.
That was scared me. I thought you were yelling at the goblins.
Big guy. Yo, Georgie, wake her up. So
we don't hear your dog snoring.
All I know is, and again, this is lost to the ether, but I already explained it once, and it's going to make me angry to do it again. But I've already just torn the base off of my Psychotroid so I can put it on a 60 mil.
So you hope it's not a misprint.
If it is in error, and sure, accidents happen, but I
don't think it's an error.
I was admonished by my compatriots here for boldly tearing a base off when it could have just been an error. But yes, I've already started.
Even if it is an error, they'll never admit it was an error. I don't think it is. I think they just want it on giant bases. What was the other thing? There was something that we were talking about that's on a 40 mil base that should be on a 60. So
that was the
crew served weapons.
Yes. So no, that was
they came with a 40.
Right. So what did it come with? The Psychotroid did come with a 40 mil base. I just bought. Not bought. I've had with my mega set. Came this. So this is still the old one, the Warpath one, but it came in the box. Came with two 40 mil
In
You know
front
what
of
it
you.
is? Because if I move this way, it's opposite. So, but yeah. So this was the base, and these were the ones Mantic were making for a while without the
the
hole.
plastic one.
Yeah.
Full bases. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm probably going to print up some 60 mil bases, and for my Nameless, I was thinking now with the 3D printer, like Jack was saying, just print them. You need the bases, just print them, because I wasn't too crazy about my bases. Me and Jack were talking before, so on my Psychotroid, I put the thing with the green stuff, and then put
roller?
not the roller, the other thing, the mat.
Oh yeah, same thing. Yeah.
And yeah, it's the same thing, but I think the roller works better. This thing, the edges are not it's not crisp and stuff, and I never really liked it. So I mean, that was one of those things you get at Adepticon, and they showed you the base, like, oh my god, these are fantastic. But then when you try it at home, I mean, I tried a ton of them. And
you just got to get the level across the whole thing, which is hard to do. But
yeah, it is. I mean, like, I think I did about 40 of them, and maybe about
now,
4 came up.
You have a 3D printer. You don't need any of this.
My Bathomite now, sometimes the people will do them like kind of hunched over like a pill bug, because that's kind of naturally how they want to sit. Mantic's got it like it's running around a corner, like behind Coach. That's up on some scenery. I love their faces. I love the sculpt, Bathomite sculpts. It's such a nice, like, even the Mantic one there, all the details on the back, they kind of just washed it out. Like it's not even a great paint job for that one there. But the face is so good.
I think in this one too, it's very low light, so you don't see it. There's so many crinkles and crackles that you can highlight, and has enough.
It really looks like a lobster.
Yeah, but there's enough crags in it where you can really fill it in,
and it's got barnacles on it that they didn't highlight. But long and short of it is, I just made myself a 3D printed base. He's standing up proud. He's got a really neat face with spikes out the sides and multiple eyes. It's a really good model. And now, rather than my Psychotroid trying to match the base of some of my others by, and now, we can get a little decorative with the bases. I think 3D printing, I've already paid Mantic for the bases that I'm tearing off, so I feel no shame in printing bases that have to get replaced because of the rule book.
It doesn't matter, because they're going to send you the bases, and if you print them, that's really on you.
Yeah.
I never use Mantic bases. I don't remember the last time I used a Mantic base. I never use them. I always use different bases.
I use it when like I'm doing GCPS, I'm doing a natural base. So I'll put the stuff on and do it that way. What I like about it, though, is I just had it here. When you get it like this, I could put the stuff already on it, so I could do 10 at once, and then do whatever. And then like this, I'm gonna paint it, put the snow on it. So by it being like this, actually like works out. So you could do like a assembly line. So I do like it, and then of course you put the magnet underneath it. So.
Which, if someone can send me a link to where I can find the exact magnet that fits under there, an Amazon link or something like that. I know I had my calipers out, I measured it up, but I couldn't find ones that I thought would fit. If someone goes, oh, here, just send me the link to. I would love, because I use the Mantic bases all the time.
It seems a little shallow for a regular.
Yeah, like a 1 mil magnet. I think it's like 9 mil or something.
You got to put it right in the middle, so he kind of balances himself in the middle.
Someone in the comments, if you can just go, hey, yeah, these are the ones I use all the time. Here it is. You get them on Wish, whatever. That'd be appreciated. But I used to make my own bases with all the stuff on it, gears and all stuff, and then they said, oh, well, now I'm going to shoot that gear. It's in the rules now. The bases is part of the model. Oh, okay. So then I went stock Mantic, and I just painted them gray, like the bottom of the mat that came with it. Because why would I take the time to, if you could shoot the tuft of grass on the base legally, why would I put the time and energy into making it look nice? Problem is, now with the Psychotroid and stuff like that, I've got all my guys on bases that look like that. So like Coach was saying, you want it to match. You want it to be part of the same unit.
Right.
That's part of the art. That's part of the craftsmanship of it. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. Thanks, Psychotroid.
Yeah, but now just think of another reason to actually print something. Like, you print something that you're going to use. You don't be like Rob and just keep printing, because if you don't, it's an immortal sin. So,
I'm only stopped printing now because it would ruin this audio.
It's his Dorian Gray picture in the background. If that stops printing, he just becomes he ages.
He starts to age. So
Look, it's Shadowcat in Lockheed.
Nice.
That's my latest print. Anyways, Coach, why don't we actually do your list?
Yeah,
we tried
so-
this about 4 times.
Okay.
we tried it once, so relax. Psychotroid, I did not take. I did take the Spawn. I want to try something new because I think the last 2 lists I did was a Psychotroid. But I will say that the Psychotroid and the Blight are actually my 2 favorite leaders, probably in Deadzone.
I would agree. The Blight, I really do enjoy him as a well-rounded. I think the first time round I said I think one of my favorites in the game.
Yes.
For a couple of different reasons, and not just the splat. The splat's okay, but I like him. I like him.
And the Psychotroid is just he does everything that the Blight doesn't do. So it's really like the best variety of the 2. If you want to run something, you take the Psychotroid. If you want to run this kind of list, you take the Blight. And I like that about them. But I wanted to take the Spawn because I've had the model like forever. He's a Deadzone giant, and I like it a lot. Size 3, 4 hit points, armor 1, survives on 5, but he has weight of health 1, attack 1, tenacious. He does have From the Deaths, which is, we talked about that he's gonna poop out the Scuttlers, so that's good. I did give him an energy shield 2 for 4 points, bringing him up to 38. The reason is that 5 survive, resilient 1, so I'm actually able to roll 3 dice. And
you're going to be using him as combat too with that Frenzy 2 and Smash, right?
Correct.
Jumping in.
So this is one of those guys that, like, you have a leader and you the Orc Captain, keep him in the back because he's, if he dies, you lose all the good stuff. This guy I want to get up, he's got to get up there in personal. The Lashing Tentacles, range 1, AP 1, the Ripping Tentacles, Frenzy 2 with Smash 1, size 3, so you're rolling most likely. If you're coming in even size 2, you're rolling 4 dice as a base. Charging, it's 5. Injured would be 6. You're rolling a lot of dice. I feel good about that with a fight of 4. So, and like I said, Frenzy 2. You want to get him up there. To keep this guy hidden in the back, it's just not going to happen. So, so that's my leader. I don't agree with Jack, and I decided to take 5 Inkers. And do we go over do we go over in this one the xenobiology of it or no?
Well,
no, I don't think you did. No,
it is well known that you are a xenobiologist.
Yes.
So, what about the Inkers' makeup?
So the Inkers have hanging in the back of them. They have 2 sacks are hanging. All right, and it's well known. I mean, in my field, it's well known that all xenobiologists that when you dissect them, there are 2 sacks. One will be like a defense mechanism that will get rid of the ink, thus making a cloud of ink similar to a smoke, and it will fill a 3x3 space. So it's in 3x3 inch space cube. Then when they die, or if they happen to be killed, the one that hangs lower, the left one, will go off and as a defense mechanism. So it's like the Inkers are very they're very petty in the fact that they won't die honorably. So when you do shoot them, that smoke screen goes off, and you're stuck in it. So, but I did take 5 of them, and the reason I took 5 of them is because I'm going to take. I don't know why you guys didn't grab one of these. I took 5 Caratids. Now I do love me some Caratids. I fell in love
they're like
with
better assassins. These guys.
Yeah, I love them since I was playing the Nameless in Dreadball. That was the team I used to use. So I took a bunch of Caratids. I actually like the Dreadball Caratid better than Rob. Move to your I'm not too keen on that one. But the only thing is too, I don't know the new sets that are coming out, but you only get like one in there. So, and I don't know if Mantic's going to start selling more Caratids, but they should. But I just used the Dreadball guys, and I got a bunch of them, so I have 5. They move on a 2 to 3, fight of 4, survive of 5, which is not that great. But they have armor 1. They have 2 hit points for a size 2. They didn't get the 3rd hit point for whatever reason. I think they should have, but they didn't. But their Razor Claws are AP 1, Frenzy 2, and moving on a 2 to 3. That's a spicy meatball right there.
For a
Especially
hand-to-hand, for a hand-to-hand fight, you can move him up. Throw some smoke, move them up. It's going to be a nasty surprise.
I got to tell you, myself and Hot Dice were playing. I think it was last weekend, and we were doing Plague versus Nameless, and I took a bunch of Caratids, which I don't think I'll ever not take them. And there was 4 Caratids, and they ripped through about 4 stage 2s, and I had a bunch of them. Jumping on the Teraton. The Teraton was tough to take. The Plague Teraton was tough to take down, but I have a picture of 3 of them hanging on him, and they do what they got to do, man. And for the points, they're just really worth it. I mean, I love them. The Caratids. How much? I love them oh so much.
17 points.
Only 17 points. So
they're on 40 mil bases too.
Yeah, because they're size 2.
They're
wide,
big.
I guess. Yeah,
they're pretty.
I
big.
guess their legs go everywhere.
Yeah. Also, too, that's the one I will say they look silly on a 25 mil. They really do.
They're not just better assassins. They because of the size and everything like that, they would be dynamically different. Like it's not a either or, but definitely if you were to try, if you put that on anything smaller than the 40 mil base, because it's got those legs at the bottom, it wouldn't work.
Plus they're specialists, so specialists tend to be a little bigger. They usually come on a bigger base. These guys are pretty much my favorite. And then I went with me and Jack are on the same wavelength. We went with the Bathomite, with the Crystal Cannon. Now, I feel that the Bathomite got better because nothing has changed except for the fact that it used to be, I think it was 27 points. I don't know. I have the book around here somewhere. I think there were 27 points. Then you would add the Massive Claws for another, let's say another 8 points. Then you want to put like a Crystal Cannon on them, and that would be another 8 points. So you're wasting 16 points. So now the Massive Claws come standard, okay? Because you could have put, I think you put pincers or a bunch of other stuff, which I didn't understand. It just makes sense that they would have some stock. The Massive Claws come stock on them, and then they throw something different on the back. So,
yep.
Right there.
Imagine that thing without its massive claws.
Yeah. And you could have taken it without
like
the massive
shrimp.
claws. It was like one of those pistol shrimps. Yeah.
The ones that hit clams and stuff.
Yeah. So and then I did take it with the Crystal Cannon, like Jack. Same thing. The AP4. The reason, so AP2 Massive Claws, but AP4 because you are going to go against the Striders. You're going to get everybody's going to take. If you're taking Asterians, you're definitely taking a Spectra. So even if you go against another guy with the Goliath, the Veerman with the Tunnel Runners and stuff, you want to get through that armor. I know AP4 is excessive, but range 8, AP4, way to fire 1 on a 5-up shoot. I could deal with that. And then it also has prey. So say you light something big up, get through it, and then you get a bunch of little Griblies on there ripping it apart. My thinking is bring the Inkers up, throw the smoke out, get the Caratids up there, hide the spawn also so they can kind of maneuver, get into cover. The Bathomite, he could be out in the open, but he's so, with the armor 3, I'll take a chance with that. Put put him out, not out in the open, but an advantageous position where I can get some shots off. And, now you guys before said that I don't have any hackers. The way I like to use the inkers, too, is let's say there's something that needs to be hacked. Even though they're not a hacker, it'll take a long action to hack it. So an inker could drop ink, stay in that cube, and, it's 6/5, 6 survive. I'm not really relying on them too much other than the smoke. But
distraction.
Right. But, they're like 2 smoke grenades that move. So you're paying for 2 smoke grenades plus 1 point to have it move. And also you're not wasting activation on somebody else throwing it, and you don't have to waste an activation shoot dice on it. They could stay in a cube with the hacking with the computer, and then on the next round, if they're still alive, they can hack for a full
right.
A full turn and still do it. Now, I don't know how they would hack, but they hack. I guess they just wrap around it and undulate on top of it and hack the material. So, but yeah, that's my list. It's only 198. I would love to take ammo, but I already put energy shield on that my spawn, and everybody else is a beast. So yeah, that's it. And I could have put ammo on the inker, but they don't have a ranged attack. So what's the point?
Inkers aren't beasts.
I don't think it doesn't say.
No, it isn't. That's hilarious. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
But again,
that they can hack, yeah, because they're not beasts.
Well, does the beast can't hack?
I don't think so.
That's a good question. That's
yes. You wouldn't. They weren't allowed to in the previous editions. But let's take a
Amano with the keyword cannot pick up, carry, use items or equipment, or interact with control panels. All of its weapons and equipment are either natural or have been grafted on permanently by skilled biotechnicians. A model with this keyword can still claim objective cubes.
So you can't do hacking, but you can't
objectives. Hack. But since they're beasts, my strategy works.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not beasts, but they're not beasts.
Right. So the Scuttlers are.
I guess the smart. Is that a brain? Are they like just a giant brain that flies? Maybe that's why they're not beasts.
Well, they don't fly.
They're smart.
The needle drones fly, but
needle drones fly, yeah.
But I do like the inkers. I like the smoke.
Yeah. Who knows?
They look little squiddly guys.
Yeah.
Needle drones are not beasts either, so they are just flying brains.
Well, but they
have hacker.
Needle drones have hacker. So yeah.
And they got psychic too. They're psychics. Anyways, good list. Interesting. You like your smoke. You're always a smoker.
I do. But the Caratids, they're my boys. They're my boys. Yeah.
Did they get a thumbs up in your video?
Did they get Coach's seal of approval?
Did they get
I don't know if they did, but they already had it. So they have.
They didn't need a new one.
I don't have my heart. Coaches. So they've caught Coach's heart. That's it.
So you're telling me somewhere there's a video of you also talking about the Nameless? Like if someone wanted some more background, wanted a little more information, you're saying there's another video?
There is a video right above Rob's head right now. There you go.
Ooh.
Over there, Jack. On your I don't know, left or right, I can't tell.
It's different on our screens. Anyways, we'll take a break. We'll come back with all new. We'll figure out the what we didn't take and hate and why we didn't take stuff, because there is something I want to talk about not taking, which I love. But
there's a couple things that I want to address too. But overall, I think the hate's gonna be kind of small. It's gonna be a little guy.
Meh. Okay, we'll be right back.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Coach from Family Gamer 777. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Team Building Exercise. And if you want to see tons and tons of Deadzone videos and more team building exercises, why don't you click that subscribe button and then you hit the bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, let's get on to the hate.
And welcome back to the award-winning team building exercise where we're talking about the Nameless. We We did our lists. We did it twice. It is the season to be giving, and we're going to be giving you our.
You didn't run naughty and nice?
Well, there is going to be some naughty. There is going to be some nice. But most importantly, Crystal Pistol. So, is there anything that we didn't take that you guys?
Yeah, we've been skipping this section, but I think there's not as much in the Nameless, so we can actually go over. We did not take Faramite Prime. Anybody like this leader? He's cheap. He's only 24 points. He has Defender Shield.
Why does he need a drop suit?
Yeah. And you get solid and tough for the round.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
My model's
but you can't do an advance or sprint action, so you have to stop. You're stop dead.
My model's metal, and it is refusing to take paint at all. I've tried to prime it twice now, so I don't care how good he is as a leader or as a troop. I will never run one.
Coaches is invisible. There it is.
See, he has stealthy. Look, oh.
Ooh.
He does not have stealthy.
You know what? You know what works pretty good, Jack. I know you don't have an airbrush. The Steinel res works really good on the metal.
Oh.
I paint
an airbrush.
Yeah. You have an airbrush?
Yeah.
You have it? Oh, you do? All right. So
they're just cheap ones, but
if you're going to base it with Steinel res, I think that's the way to go. It works good, really good on metal. I do like Badger's products, and I love Ken, but this is an unprompted commercial. I do like the Steinel res.
Unless he wants to sponsor us, then we're more than willing to take some free Steinel.
You whore!
I got it. Ken is very good to me. I can't. So, whatever Ken wants to do.
He's not good to me and Jack.
Yeah, no.
Ken, come on.
He gave us.
You love us.
He gave us a bunch of stuff for Triton last year. We gave away like a $300 airbrush. So, if you and honestly, their airbrushes are awesome. So
it wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago. But don't tell him.
Don't worry about it. It's.
There was no last year. We didn't take Psychotroid, but we talked about him already. We all like him. So.
Yeah, he's great. That Psychotroid, you can't say anything bad about it, other than his base size.
That we didn't take a Faramite. He's the one that's the Defender Shield, even though he's smaller than the Magnamite. So, but he's got Drop Suit also, Tenacious. I don't like the fact that the Magnamite doesn't have the Defender Shield, and this guy does.
Yeah.
But what you gonna do? He's only 20 points, so I guess this is the new Ogre.
Yeah, but I think he's way overpriced for 20 points.
Yeah, you're only getting the Defender Shield. Really.
So it's a 4-fight. He's got armor 2 with the Defender Shield. He's got 3 hit points, which, he's a size 2. Only on a 25 mil base. I still don't understand how Peacekeepers are on 40, but I digress. The Massive Claws are AP 2. He's only 2 VPs, but he's 20 points. I think if he was about 18, 17, he'd be better. But, he's
reasonable.
I think he should be cheaper, honestly. But I would like to run maybe Faramite Prime and a bunch of Faramites. That might, just to see what it... Maybe they're better. Maybe they don't look good on paper, but they're better. So
it's Defender Shield. You already know what it's right in the name. Like, why you'd take them 100%. If you wanted to move up small troops, you'd put them. Yeah.
Him with like 3 Scuttlers in a group, just moving up as a armor.
Yeah. Well, 2 because he's size 2, but yeah.
Oh, he's size 2, yeah.
Yes.
So you know what's on the you open up the tin and it's right what says on the outside, bees.
Yeah. He's a moving Defender Shield. Yeah, that's all it is.
Basically.
And the only other thing we didn't take is the Goliath, which I love, but he's so big. But he's fights on 3s. He saves on 4s. Armor 2, hit points 7, size 4. That's the most hit points ever.
Yes. Yeah.
Flat out.
Beast, Smash,
Tentacles got knockback. Oh, he's got Smash built in, and his tentacles, his lashing tentacles, are range shoot knockback. So they're actually range 2, which is kind of cool.
I think it's supposed to be like it whips you and then knocks you.
Yeah, it knocks you back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid tenacious. He's solid because you can't actually tip that model over. It's physically impossible.
Right. He also, I think he lost Tough. Wasn't he Tough last time?
He's got 7 hit points.
No, but I'm saying before he was tough.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So he only had 5. Now he's got 2 extra for 7.
That's pretty good. 5 VPs though, and 48 points. 5 VPs that hurts.
So now my thing is this: for 48 points, survive of 4, 7 hit points. Why don't Striders have more hit points?
Especially like Iron Ancestors and stuff, yeah.
But you look at a Strider beside the Goliath, and you know it's all in the bulk. Like you put even the what's the bolts. That's a pretty wide, chonky boy. And the Goliath literally.
Oh yes, Goliath is by far the largest miniature.
If he was hollow, you would put it right over top of him. Like those hit points.
Well, Goliath doesn't. He literally is too big for the square.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he doesn't fit in the square.
Yeah.
I mean, he engulfs the base. So going by the rules now, I can't remember if it was this one or the last one. Like
we talked about
So
his
now
cone is
so now let's do this, right? Because that's where he's at. So like all right, just tell me if I got it or not. All right, so if he's like this,
right. Lower,
like this, right? Like all this,
yeah.
So
you can't shoot.
All this you can't shoot, and like
all the tentacles.
Yeah. So and then you wouldn't be able to shoot these because they're above his head. You wouldn't be able to shoot these because they're outside the base, and then like the ass tentacles, you wouldn't be able to shoot them either because. So.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't.
We know our idea of this rule is we don't like it, but hey, what you can do.
No, I'm just saying about with that. But I ran one the other day, like in the game with Hot Dice. I did take a Goliath, and he was shooting the stuff that he could see. But now that he's on a 60 mil base, I got to really say, all right, well, what do you see? I'm sorry, that's outside the cylinder, so.
And even though you can't see the cylinder because he's bigger than the cylinder.
Yeah.
You kind of got to like lift him up. Look, there's the cylinder.
Right.
You have to. What you do is you take a picture from underneath it to say, "Here it is." I'm gonna lift him up. Here's the picture.
Right.
And I will say when Tyler Schultz was he did a video with Nameless versus the Veerman. And he wished he had taken the Goliath because it is such a beast. His Bathomite got swarmed by Veermen. I think they were stalkers or whatever it was. And he said, I wish I would have went with the Goliath. And there is no question that anyone, if there's a Goliath that you can play, you'd want to play the Goliath. It is an amazing. You just look at it. It's a showpiece. So.
But Nameless versus Plague. All right, I took a Goliath. Hot Dice took a Tank Buster Plague Strider with AP4, and he waylaid it in 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you get some AP. He's only got armor 2, though. So you only need AP 2, but he's only 48 points. You could, and you got troops that are pretty damn cheap. You probably could fit 2 of these guys easily into your list.
Yeah, absolutely. So you take
Goliaths running around.
You take the Bathomite Prime for 24. You take 6 Scuttlers. 6 Scuttlers. So what's 6 times 7? That's
6 times 6 is 36. So it'll be
42. So 42. So 2 Goliaths of 48. It's 96 points. You got it right there. But then that's a list where you're just trying to kill stuff. You're not really, I mean, like if you sit a Goliath on an objective, you're pretty good. But the thing is, the Goliath is wasted sitting on an objective. You want him to get up there and...
Yeah, you want to kill stuff.
Yeah.
Wreck face, yeah.
Yeah, but he's 5 VPs.
Yeah. Yeah, you kill him. You kill 2 Goliaths. That's half the game right there.
Right. But my thing is too, going back to the Striders or the Iron Ancestors, only say, what are they, 5 hit points, health points?
Yeah.
I want to check now that. Let's go with the Iron Ancestor because he's the big dude on the block. Iron Ancestor right here. Yeah, 5 hit points.
They probably should be 6.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but then again, it's armor 4.
Yeah.
You know.
We also didn't take any living legends. We got the Terror.
Mm-hmm. Terror's
Agile.
He's terrible.
24 points. Agile, evade, resilient 1, stealthy. Isn't that very similar to a Caratid, really?
Yes.
Yep.
But he's only got Frenzy 1, but he's got AP 1. 24 points, so he's pretty expensive.
You know what, though?
VPs.
So a Caratid, right, has AP 1, Frenzy 2 on a 4 fight. This guy's got AP 1, Frenzy 1 on a 4 fight, but he's 3 VPs and 24 points.
But he's got Resilient 1, which the Caratid does not have.
Correct, and he's got 1 extra hit
Stealthy,
point.
which they don't have Stealthy, right, Caratids?
No.
That's the Assassin has Stealthy, so.
Right.
He's kind of an Assassin and a Caratid's shoved together.
But he's more points. I would have taken the Fear.
Yeah, the Fear is next one.
The Fear was
1, Stealthy, Attack 1. Frenzy 2, Tentacles, Way to Fire 1, shoulder-mounted missile thing.
Mm-hmm.
Only 24 points, 3. Shoots on 4s.
A nice model. It's been around since day one, and everyone loved it.
Well,
it's a nice
day one
looking.
of the Nameless.
I think the problem is the availability because it's a Star Saga thing.
Yeah, that's
And
what you're
so-
saying in your thing where you think the Living Legends are all Star Saga things you can't actually get anymore. So
Right. The Terror
Yeah.
and the Fear.
the Fear.
Were-
The Blight
were-
is too, isn't it?
The Blight is in it, but I think the Blight comes with the
It's
starter
separate
pack.
too.
Yeah, in the starter pack, I think the Blight is in the starter pack. So
And an OG from I think even back in the original
Yeah.
Kickstarter was Project Oberon.
yes,
And was
Was
one of your
it-
favorites.
Yeah, I painted. He was one of the first guys I painted.
Yeah.
Resilient, because back then Project Oberon's awesome because he's got like a spacesuit on. He's not like these all organic guys. He looks more like. They really changed, just like Jack doesn't like how the Veermen changed. They really changed what the squid guys who eventually became the Nameless looked like. Because originally they were more like spacemen. But I think what the aesthetic that the Veermen have should have been on Nameless, and the Veermen should have been more naked like the Nameless are. That would have been. But anyways, I digress.
I would have liked it too. Kind of like what the Bathomite has with their weapons. The back mounted weapons, the Riflemen and the Gunslingers. Instead of having guns and rifles, it could have been something like
Yeah, attached to them.
yeah, it was like an organic weapon, a shooting weapon, some kind of.
One or the other. They kind
Yeah.
of went in the middle with like half of them were like very creatures, and half of them like I like the Gunslinger and I like the rifle. I like the way those guys look in the Assassin,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not so much of a fan of the other guys.
I would have liked them to be all organic. You know.
Well, that's it. One or the other. They're
But
kind of half and half.
I think what Mantic did was because the Tyranids from GW are all organic, and these guys
What?
are kind of a amalgamate.
I-
I know you don't know,
Okay.
but that's why I'm a lot smarter than you guys. But anyway,
So
we
we have not, in 3 episodes so far, taken a living legend. Now, is it just because
No,
they're
I didn't, yeah.
tucked
I almost took
down?
Monarch.
I would okay, because
No, it's
all-
because they're way too expensive still. They're
I've
still too
opted
expensive.
not to. I've opted not to take them, but I was wondering if maybe it's
Where they're
because
putting in the list. Yeah.
Yeah, one on the list, or like some things get forgotten. Like,
I just find they're too expensive for what they do. You can take usually 2 of something else.
because like the first time we recorded this, I had a really great goatsy joke and one about berries and cream lead. They're forgotten, and I was just wondering if this was the same thing where
I don't even know what that means.
oh
I think they're omitted because, like you said, all right, they let's say for argument's sake, the Fear, he does a lot of good things, but you can take 2 of something else that's not as good as him, but you're taking double. So, 24 points, you could take 8 Scuttlers. 3 Scuttlers or 3 Inkers. So that's it. Oberon's not bad for 22 though.
Yeah, he's got Prey, Way to Fire 1 with his Needler, and Toxic Shards, Toxic 1 on his close combat weapon, which is pretty good.
And he fights on a 4. I mean,
and he's got Scout, Stealthy, and Resilient 1, so he gets up there.
I think Oberon's he's a definite take for 22 points. So for 22 points, he's really good.
If I had the model, he would have been in my list. The Inker would be gone, and the
drop some Scuttlers.
I think I would have kept the Scuttlers because I'm going to use them. They're why I would be putting prey on people, but I might maybe one of the Gunslingers or one of the. But Project Oberon, if I had the model, would probably.
Yeah, he's the dribble, or you mean a OG?
Well, he was an original version 1. We had a card and everything.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know. Is there any hate? Oh, we talked about how we think that the we're losing the Defender Shield on the Magnamite is dumb, but
and tough.
And tough, yeah. One or the other.
Well, I want to pose a question to Jack.
Sure.
So, Jack, you took the Bathomite with the Crystal Cannon for 35, and the Magnamite is 35. Would you have, if you had two Bathomites, would you have put them in the list? Now, I know that you're like me. I have 4 Goliaths. I'm sorry, 4 Magnamites.
Magnamites, yep.
Yeah. But if you had the model, would you have gone with 2, or you would have kept the Magnamite in there? Because I know you like the Magnamite a lot.
It's funny you ask, because the Bathomite comes with something called the Psychic Disruptor, and it has psychic suppression. And I was toying with the fact that you could have a Bathomite that could shoot through walls. It's only range 4, but I was like, it would be funny if you like tucked him into a building and he could just start shooting people through the walls, and people were like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
It was just wild. But now that Rob has mentioned his plan to spray prey all over the field with bombards of that would be pretty good if you could, hit a square full of, say, zombies or like a horde of something. Like we mentioned before, there's certain factions that do run horde, like the Rebs, the Veermen, Plague. Sometimes they've all got hordes of things. If you could get 4 prey on something in one shot, I don't know. Maybe I would take the Bathomite if I had the second model with that rather than the Magnamite.
Yeah, and the only problem with the crystal launcher, it's a range 5. That's the only. I mean, because
not terrible.
But I'm saying, like, usually, like, you want to do your indirect, your mortars, or your what's the Asterian one? The
Bombard.
Mortar, the Bombard. You want to do that first round and start trying to ping guys and like that.
Yeah, tag them right away. Give them prey right away.
Yeah.
Like their leader's just standing there, no one's even made a move yet, and you've got prey on you.
Yeah. I mean, you're shooting on a 5, so it's not that bad. I mean, you got to get at least 1 or 2. Yeah.
My concession for the Bathomite, rather than say the Bombard or whatever, he's a beast. I would have no problem closing in those 5.
And he's tough. Yeah, he's tough. He's got armor 3, and he's solid, and
he's got AP
he
claws.
He can defend himself. Yeah. It's not like a Bombard where you get in close, you get screwed. This guy can defend himself. So
I would gladly move him up. His shooting would be supplementary to his armor piercing through, say through Enforcers or Forge Fathers.
Yeah. The only people that don't work is solid. So a lot of the Forge Fathers and things like that, you wouldn't be able to hurt.
But also, too, even if you didn't put anything on his back, for 27 points to run him up and just get into a fight, another size 4 thing, he's like a Goliath light almost, but still
better armor though than a Goliath.
Yeah, size 4, and you only so the Goliath is 48 points, so you could
Goliath fights on 3s though. That's right. The Goliath.
Yeah, that's another thing too. But I'm saying, you could take 2 of these guys for almost for the
Almost
price of a
same
Goliath.
price,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But to answer your question, before I would have done 3 ogres, 4 ogres if I could fit them. They were a no-brainer. They had to get balanced out a bit. So yeah, now it's the way a list should be, where you can go, I can take this or this, both work, both depending on what I want. It's that balance. So
see, I think they balanced them right out of being useful at all. You took them just because of nostalgia. I think they're kind of useless now.
They're not. I wouldn't say useless, but they're not even close to
way better choices than them.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. If their price came down, then they would be better. Or if if they just at 35 points with the Defender Shield,
you could almost take 2 Ferromites for the same thing. And Ferromites are the same. They're just smaller, so they have less hit points, and less armor. But Defender Shields can protect more people. So. But
then you're also saving 15 points.
I'm saying 2 of those.
Yeah.
It's 40 points instead of 35, but...
Right.
So, I don't know. I think the Magnamite is out, but they nerfed it into non-existence.
Just give him Defender Shield and he'd be better. Armor 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to say that this nerf is the worst crime of so far that we've seen of nerfing. Like, is this probably the height of injustice?
For sure in this episode.
Okay.
Well, if you leave out the other 8 from episode 2, then yes.
Aha, there was an episode 2, Rob. I can't
remember if that was just. I don't remember if that's in or not. Can we talk about that this time? Anyways, we're living in some weird multi-dimension where sometimes we talk about things and sometimes you don't. But yeah, that's about it. I think generally, after doing this, I actually have a little bit more respect for the Nameless. I really never looked at them before. I never really thought about them. Never played them. Never played against them. So I'm like, I didn't really care about them. But after doing this, I can see some things. They don't have as much variety as everybody else.
But they are a little weak. They are the newest. They are the last to be rolled out. So.
But Maison Labs got a lot of new stuff. We'll be getting to that eventually. But they got a lot of new stuff in this that they didn't have before. With the Nameless, kind of didn't get anything new.
Speaking of which, who are we going to do next?
Well,
it's up to you, Jack. Isn't it your turn to pick?
Wait, hold on.
No, I think it was. Wait, if there was no episode 2, then yes, it would be. It would be my turn to pick.
Coach, please tell us what's left.
So we've done the Asterians. I think the Enforcers might have been done.
What's an Enforcer?
The Nameless. So now we have the GCPDS, Forge Fathers, Marauders, Maison, Rebs, Plague, and Vermine.
Jack?
Is it Jack or is it Rob's turn?
No, it's Jack's turn, remember?
Must be, yeah. So to mix it up a bit, and I think... Yeah, why don't we do Maison Labs? We just talked about them. They're, what do you say?
All the new stuff, all at once. We're just getting all the new stuff out of there. Well, sure, another unit I don't care about other than playing them in Star Saga, but could care less about Maison.
Maybe between the video that'll be out next week and we do this in January, you might change your mind, just like you change your mind to the Nameless.
That's true. Who knows?
Maybe.
I'm curious about these cyborgs. I've never heard of these before.
I will say, even though I didn't come out with the video yet, but I've done it. I feel the Maison is the sleeper faction.
Ooh.
I truly believe that they are the sleeper faction of this.
We'll have to step up our game.
I think so.
Jack, are you involved with any other things you'd like to promote on this show?
Did I mention that I'm part of a fan cast called Jack to Jungle, which is was that this episode that I mentioned?
No, it was not.
That wasn't. That was the other one.
Okay, we
Jack
just
Sabbath was this one, I believe.
Yeah, we just discussed the movie Jungle to Jungle. It's a box office smash.
A tour de force, if you will.
Yes. So and also, I'm on a little something called team building exercise. We discuss what?
We're on that now.
Oh.
Okay. You're making fun, but I did this for reals last
glacial peace.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, and that is all. Thank you, good listeners. I've taken up too much.
You do have another podcast called Dragon's Tome that you're on also. Yes, we talk about Dragon Magazine chronologically. We started in 1976. I think we're up into 1978 maybe by now. And we discuss every issue of Dragon Magazine. It's fun times. It's also on YouTube, but look up Dragon's Tome on YouTube.
Well, we'll have a link to it in the description. Also, are you? Is Dragon Magazine still coming out?
Nope, it's done. They tried to do it digital for a while, and now it's totally dead.
Oh.
No more Dragon. But we have 400 something episodes to talk about it, so I think we're up to episode 12 or something. No, not even think that. Yeah, maybe somewhere around there. So we have a lot more to talk about.
It wasn't gonna last. Once Hugh Hefner died, and then they started taking the nudes out. Like, who was gonna? It was not gonna last.
That's your other podcast, Jack.
Plus, there are no newsstands anymore, so you know.
I'm also on Mobile Armor Radio. You can check that out anywhere you get podcasts. Coach, please tell us what's happening on Family of Gamers. Anything good coming up? You got some battle reports or?
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. So now that we have a little bit more time, and over the break we're gonna film a bunch of stuff. Also, we're gonna try to do. I don't know why, but the past 3 weeks I've been getting tons of requests to do more Test of Honor. So, but I printed so much that I could actually live in a medieval Japanese village, you know. So, you know, I have more. I think I have more. I think I have almost as much Japanese printed terrain that I do Deadzone terrain, and that's saying something. I can fill up 9 tables of Deadzone. So,
are you gonna do some Test of Honor tournaments?
I would if more than 2 people show up, and then those 2 people are me and Andrew. But I would love to. So,
well, there you go. We gotta get some Test of Honor players playing.
Yeah, we're gonna battle reports. Still doing this. I'm still doing the breakdown. So, the Nameless just came out, and then the next will be the Maison. So that will help Rob with his. I
definitely watch the videos before I make the list because I'm like, oh, what's this? Mm. Yep. So that's good. We're all good.
I'm glad somebody actually. I'm glad someone watches them.
Oh, people watch them. Join Family Gamers on Discord if you want to talk about watching things. We have a good community there. It's
actually good. There's no jackasses there, which I like. You know, we're able to.
Jack never shows up. I don't know. He used to go.
I was banned.
No, you were kicked. If we're gonna be, we're gonna be specific, you know. But
I made a joke about the Goliath. I kept calling it, instead of lashing tentacles, I called it lashing testicles, and then that was it. I got thrown out.
Yeah,
it's Family of Gamers, Jack. There's family in the name.
Ooh, another joke that will never see the light of day from the last episode.
I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Coach.
Join us next time for some Maison Labs in 2022.
Wow.
It's the future.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
If you want to see more Deadzone content, click this video right here. You know you want to click that one. And also, if you like what we're doing on the channel and you want to see more of it, click that subscribe button right there. Come on, you know you want to click it. But I appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.